Hi, my name's Jane Pierce, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you the meaning of the 10 numbered cards in tarot. We've got 4 suits, so we're going to cover the 4 aces, then the 4 twos, and to go through and help you understand why those 4 aces or 4 twos mean something, how each suit has its own take on the aces beginning or the 10's completion, and hopefully make it easier for you to remember what these cards mean. So let's start by sharing a screen and looking at the 4 aces. These 4 cards are the pure potential of each suit. They are an energy of purity and beginnings and starts. And so we see pure ideas, pure struggle, and hopefully triumphant conflict. We see pure action, the heat, the life, the passion in the Ace of Wands. And we see the fight and the crown in the Ace of Swords. We see the Holy Grail in the Ace of Cups. It is pure feeling and also idealism. The sense of perfection. We see this dove and intuition and the spiritual component of the Ace of Cups. And finally, the Ace of Pentacles. It is pure practicality. It is the basic lowest card in the deck, and it shows us the growth in the world, the earth coming back alive. This is new opportunity for money and for health. And let's see what our twos give us. All of the twos are the sense of me and you, 2 polar opposites that get expressed in different ways. In the 2 of Swords, we're forced to choose between 2 sides, those 2 opposites. Do I go right or left? One or the other, you have to choose. The blindfold says we often feel like we don't have enough information. Oh, well, pick one. And the 2 of Wands, we are here and we want to be there. There's a sense of longing, the ready for action, the preparation that says, I'm here and I want to go. The 2 of Cups is reminiscent of the 2 of Hearts, and that is 2 people in love. This can obviously be romantic, but it also includes the love between 2 best friends, the love between a mother and child, the love between 2 siblings. It is 2 hearts that beat as one. And finally, the 2 of Pentacles. Just like the 2 of Swords was 2 opposites that had to be chosen, one or the other, the 2 of Pentacles is the balance of 2 things, the juggling of 2 options. How do we balance home and work? How do we balance our need for sleep and our need for people? That balance or juggling of 2 opposites is what we find in the 2 of Pentacles. The threes are, it takes a 3, it defines a space. And our question in all of the threes is, are you in or are you out of that space? The 3 of Swords says you can't all fit in here. 3's a crowd. The 3 of Wands is saying, I used to be there, I want to be here, and I feel like I'm in the middle. Where am I? In the middle of my journey, in the middle of the growth and the work. The 3 of Cups says, come on, there's room. This is the 3 Musketeers. This is the more the merrier. The exact opposite of 3's a crowd of the Swords. The Cup says, come on, we all belong. And also there's some energy of a maiden, mother, and crone, of a diverse community of all ages that comes together in celebration. Raises their cups, so there may be a lot of celebratory drinking going on. And finally, the 3 of Pentacles. This is where we set things in stone. We sign our contracts, our marriage vows are witnessed, our contract is being notarized. We have made a promise. Our 4s are stability. And the 4 of Swords says, whoo, stop thinking. Give yourself a time to put those thoughts at rest. Let's be stable and still for a moment. It shows a knight who is in vigil in a church before tomorrow's battle or tomorrow's knighting ceremony. In the Four of Wands, we have fantastic celebration. The stability of our passion is the creation of a wedding. This is the wedding day, but also any celebration of an achievement. It's a graduation party. It is all of our celebrations represented by the four pillars of a marriage canopy. The Four of Cups says, I still want more. I see what I have, but that fourth cup tempts me to keep going, to keep wanting, to keep feeling, to keep moving. And finally, the Four of Pentacles is a tight and miserly approach. I don't want my money to be gone. I'm clinging to it. In its best sense, it is saving for a rainy day. But more likely it is pinching your pennies and saving for a rainy day that never comes. Miserly, greedy times. Well, we got a little bit of a pause there. I hope that didn't throw you off too much. Now, the fives are about fighting. They're about conflict. The Five of Swords is, of course, the biggest conflict. I win, you lose, and I get all the spoils of the battle. And the Five of Pentacles, or the Five of Wands, are a little bit more bickering and fighting. There's not a clear winner and loser. There's not even clear sides. It's everybody fighting for their own ambition, their own opinion. In the Five of Cups, we have the emotional fallout of war. And so we have somebody grieving the loss. The spilt cups represents what they lost. And behind them, what they are not ready to be grateful for are the things they still have. There's some energy of crying over spilled milk here, but certainly grieving the fight and the war and the fact that there had to be winners and losers is an emotional response to war that's unavoidable. The Five of Pentacles says we don't have enough time, we don't have enough money, and we don't feel good enough to do it. The best I can say about this is that those two characters in the Five of Pentacles, the blind leading the lame, are outside a church where they're about to find charity. And so far, I've talked about love and relationships in each one. In this one, we see the Five of Pentacles saying, if you signed that marriage contract and you really meant to stay together, then here's where we are tested. Here's the dark night of the soul, the hot, hard spot that any relationship goes through. And when this shows up for a relationship, know if you make it through this, you'll make it through anything. So I hope your relationship survives this dark night of the soul. Not having enough time, money, or health as you need. Let's look at the sixes. The sixes, we have a sense of balance. The Six of Swords, we balance our fight by dividing the groups. You're on this side and I'm on that side. A river is barely big enough to keep the two parts separate and balanced. In the Six of Wands, that energy is much more positive. That balance is resulted in our ambition being achieved with a little sense of luck and maybe an extra boost represented by the character riding a horse and not even having to do all of that hustle themselves. The Six of Cups is about a balance that comes back. It's a reunion, it's a second honeymoon. It's evocative of the Two of Cups, but this time the two people are coming back, not as young lovers, but as returning. Reunion, maybe even an ex. You decide if you want to give this second chance, this second honeymoon, this reunion a try. There's no promise that it succeeds, just that it's coming back around. And finally, the Six of Pentacles, we see those characters from the five that are now receiving charity, who didn't have enough money are now being given to. Remember, there's scales, so the balance here is about giving equally to all deserving parties, including yourself. In the sevens, we have the hopes and dreams and art. Unfortunately, when we take the liberties of art with words, we're often called liars. The Seven of Swords has betrayal in it, or at best, not being honest with yourself. This is creating a screen of words that mesmerizes somebody so they don't see how they're being cheated. The Seven of Wands is that ambition, pushing forward and saying, I want the top spot. There's certainly perseverance needed and perhaps a game of one-upmanship being played. The Six of Cups has all of these dreams, all of the potential, art and movies and things that make us want. We're building castles in the air in the Seven of Cups, and it's fine to want that much, but we'll only achieve a victory if we pick one or two to pursue instead of sitting there wanting them all. And finally, the Seven of Pentacles, and slow, stable, steady pentacles. We are looking at someone who's planted their field, has weeded their crops, and now is just waiting for the earth to grow and their investments to ripen. This is assured success eventually. Patience required. In the eights, we have an awful lot of potential, slow, steady movement, or slow, steady, stuck. The Eight of Swords, of course, is the feeling of being trapped. The Swords in their quick thoughts hates the slow, steady eight and feels like they're tied and bound. You'll notice, though, that there is a way out. The Eight of Swords just has to be willing to pay the price to become free. The Eight of Wands is so busy moving and hustling and going forward, we don't even see a person. It's the only card that is just action. So this is pure movement. Hustle so fast, you don't even think about what you're doing. In the Eight of Cups, we're heading out the door. On a mild note, this is, I got to sleep on it, then calm down before we talk. And on a deeper symbolism, this is, I'm walking away from all of it. There's too many feelings. There's too much has happened. Too much bad blood has been spilt. I'm out of here. The Eight of Pentacles is the slow, steady work that eventually wins. This is getting up every day. It is boring. It is tedious, and it is ultimately going to be rewarded. The nines are potential. This is like 9 months of pregnancy, almost there. Unfortunately, the potential for conflict and fears are there. The dreams that the nines represent in the Nine of Swords is a nightmare. Or it's our daydreams that say, what if? Obsessive thoughts wandering around in our heads. The Nine of Wands is the dreams of accomplishment. And this is reviewing our work the night before the big battle, checking it all out just before we go on stage. The Nine of Cups is all the potential of emotional satisfaction, a full range of feelings, fat, happy, and ready to go and live. And finally, the Nine of Pentacles is the most evocative of the pregnancy of those 9 months. This is a full garden. This is a full home. This is all the potential wealth, stability, and success and health that you could possibly want. And finally, we come to the tens, where we have all the feelings, all the fights, all the stuff. This 10 is completion. It's the end of the line. It is filled up. And of course, in swords, it's all the tragedy. Yes, it really is that bad. In wands, it is all the work, all the hustle. It is the feeling that you're at your limit and doing all you possibly can. If you don't take on anything else, you'll make it. But there is no room for anything else. In the 10 of Cups, you have all the feelings. You have a happy family. It's a nuclear family, mom, dad, 2 kids, a house, and all the joy and emotional connection. In the 10 of Pentacles, we have a much bigger family. This is many generations and a couple dogs living together. This is all the wealth, all the stability, This is generational wealth and prosperity and health through all good genetics, great DNA. This is all the financial, physical success you could want. So now we've gone through all 40 of the numbered tarot cards. I hope seeing it in 4 suit chunks helps you see how each of these suits expresses that energy of the number in a slightly different way. If you want to know about the 16 court cards or the 22 major arcana, please find a video on my YouTube channel or come to Patreon where you'll get a video and a live practice and a question and answer session so that you can practice working with each of these cards. I look forward to seeing you again, and I hope you have a great day.